shortly. But I was going to say that he might be able to pull off some Sayer DT harassment, but he doesn't have Sayers there. Yeah, a lot of defenses. So those DTs are going to be repulsed. So Kwanro hanging on to his economic lead. He's got lurkers out now. Yeah, both players just playing no rush 10 for all intents and purposes. +1 going down at that forge. So this has become the sort of standard Protoss play. +1 speed lots and Archons as the sort of mid-game army of the Protoss player. I'm not a huge fan of that unit composition. I don't know. I mean, again, what do I know? But it seems like, oh, Sayer's going into harass. They're going to be chased off by Scourge. They're probably going to have to just fall back. I don't think too many of them will go down. Maybe one. Yeah, one goes down. Second might get sniped. But I was going to say is, I mean, Zealots, Speedlots, and Archons get just eaten alive by lurkers. They're not going to be able to push in there with 4 lurkers in place. 3 lurkers at the tertiary. Cal's putting down a 3rd base now, so he's going to catch up economically. We'll see whether 4th base goes down for Kwanro anytime soon. 2 more drones pressing out. I think he's got those drones rally pointed to his 3rd or something like that. Maybe he should mine out those minerals in the bottom left to allow his units to go to his 3rd without running through this no man's land. But yeah, I mean, not a ton of options for the Protoss player with this build if the Zerg player does get lurkers, and now those lurkers are pressing out in the field. Lurkers being pulled from the tertiary, so abandoning his defense, he's going to go. Kwanro's going to go for an attack here, and he's got his forces massed together, running back for that 1 DT, I guess. I guess he's not going to go for an attack. Picking off a Templar there, but he's got a big force out in the field. He's got map control. Still pumping Corsairs, Cal is. So he's going to have a pretty big air force. Yeah, a few units being caught out in isolation. So 2 Hydras get picked off, but no Observer there to let him pick off the lurkers. Oh, some Overlords moving. I don't know if they've got drop upgraded. If they do, then they could unleash a pretty devastating drop in the back of Cal's base with lurkers. Now an attack going in on the 3rd. Oh, those Zealots are being caught out. See, this is exactly what I mean. Oh, now the Overlords are coming in. Stayers are right in the right place at the right time. They pick off 1 Overlord. Oh, but man, Scourge picking off a couple of Corsairs. Most of the Hydralisks do get down. Only 1 lurker. Maybe there's another lurker in that Overlord that went down. We'll see what they do. If they focus on that Nexus, I think they might be able to take it down, but they're not going to do that. They're going for the probes instead. And I don't think this harassment is going to do all that much. Can't storm the Hydras now because he's got probes all around them. Oh, but 2 more Corsairs going down. So on the whole, pretty effective for Kwanro, I think. That harassment was probably worth it. But yeah, now Zealot's trying to reinforce that 3rd and have to run through the lurker fire. A lot of cannons there, so I don't think that base is... Oh boy, but a bunch of Hydras. Yeah, this attack might actually succeed for Kwanro. Kwanro does have his 4th down now, so Kwanro going to be able to inflict some serious damage here. Well, losing Hydras running in against those cannons, and a Templar there on the low ground. Bunch of lurkers morphing, so yeah, this Zealot-heavy army is not going to work for Cal. Snipes out 1 lurker finally with an Observer. But he's going to take huge losses running into that lurker field. Lurker's a little bit damaged, so they're going to go down relatively fast, I guess. So, another, what do I know? But still, Kwanro well in the lead. That new force of lurkers is going to prevent Cal from getting any offense going. at this point, and even running off 3 bases, you know, Cal's about to exhaust his main, and he'll exhaust his natural not too long after that. So he's got to get something done in the relatively immediate future, or he's going to be in trouble. Another drop coming in. Corsairs intercepting again, but not as many Corsairs as they were before. I don't think they're going to take anything out. They take out 1 Overlord, but it already dropped its load. And now 5 Lurkers running in. They're going to plant around those gateways. Hydra's ought to snipe that cannon before it can take out Lurkers. Oh, an observer, 2 observers in there right away. Wow, and great response time by Cal. Cal stuffing this drop very effectively. More Overlords coming out. There's more Overlords? No, those are just the same Overlords. So this drop was not very effective. Kwanro does have a big force pressing up to the front, though. And if he's... Oh, wow. With all those forces in the back in his main, this is going to be bad, because Kwanro is going to be able to lay down a bit of a contain here. Loses a couple Lurkers early, but yeah, lots of Hydras pressing in. Storm going down. Very well-placed storms on Cal's part, but a ton of Hydras here. Hydra morphing into Lurkers right there in the field. And I don't know, still about 8-10 Hydras out and 2 Lurkers, and Cal is looking to be in a lot of trouble. His expression does not look all that encouraging. He's having to retreat from his secondary. More Hydras streaming in. I think this is game. Yeah, the secondary is going to go down, and there's not going to be anything that Cal can do at that point. Observer gets sniped. That's probably more observers, but it won't matter. Especially with this base being down, Cal's going to be cut off from his 3rd, and he doesn't have the defenses there to hold off against the Hydra forces that right now are pressing up to take it out. The Templar gets sniped without even getting off a storm. And yeah, once that 3rd goes down, Cal's going to be starved out, if nothing else, even if he can sit around in his base and hold that really narrow choke for a while. Not quite enough Hydras in that first force to take out the 3rd, but another force is streaming up to reinforce them. And a 5th base going down, so it's going to be 5 bases against 1 depleted base in just a second. And Cal, unfortunately, losing twice in the same set, and as a result, CJ is going to take it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some of you might think that I'm calling this prematurely, but I don't think there's... Yeah, no, this is well past over. Trying to break out of that contain. If he had a bigger army, he could try to do some damage, take out a base or 2, and even things up economically. Well, he puts his secondary back down. Does he have observers there, or is he just letting his dragoons take fire? Man, yeah, Cal's expression is getting more and more telling. I think he knows that this is over for him. Yeah, we saw in the last game, too, that he hung on for quite a while, and people say that sometimes the older, more, I mean, he's 18 years old, but the more veteran players tend to do that, hang on longer than they need to, but yeah, and Dragoons against Hydra is not a good combination either. He can hold that choke for a little while with Goons and Storm, but now he's trying to venture out, and that's going to get him just eaten alive again. Templar's getting sniped. Yeah, and we're going to see GG very shortly. Bad manner hatchery going down. Yep, this is Kwanro saying leave the game now. Pulling drones, 4, 5, 6 drones on the attack, and in the face of those rampaging drones, Cal has no choice but to GG. He can hold the Hydras, hold the Lurkers, but he cannot answer the drones. So the set goes 3-2 to CJ Entus. Kwanro very enthusiastically high-fiving his way down the CJ table. And this is a good set overall. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been Hamilcar. Bye-bye.